Hello, and welcome to another episode of A Pinch of Everything. Today, we are going to be talking about the Paramount War for One Piece. We are finally, you guys, recording an episode, and I totally blame David for this. Oh, yeah, by the way, David's here.
And do no none.
Exactly. He didn't do nothing, and this is why it's taking so long. Do you know, like for you guys, I don't know how long it's been, maybe like 2 weeks or so since we posted the last One Piece podcast, but for us it's been months. I had to wait months to read like this one arc. And I honestly completely forgot about it because it just took too long and I was like super busy trying to like start up a nonprofit and doing all the stuff and yeah. Anyway, point being is we're doing it now. Yay! And I have my handy dandy
Yay!
with me. And I guess we can get started. David, did you even remember? I remember last time you like flipped through the books, but the books are uh in my room. So do you even remember what we're gonna be doing, like talking about today?
You know what? You tell me the story, and then I'll try to chime in with whatever I remember. How about that?
Listen, listen, it's gonna be like, so that one guy with the hair like totally like fucked up this other guy, and
You
then
can
it
send me
was
pictures.
like, oh
You can
my
send me
gosh.
pictures.
No, ain't
We
nobody got time for
have
that, bro.
Discord.
Ain't nobody got time for that. And like I'm
You do.
recording with like using this other thing. I can't. No. Just wait, no. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Just
Anyway,
have
so we're
multiple
reading.
monitors. Duh.
Just have multiple monitors. Bro
It's funny
can't
because
afford
I have
anything.
two monitors.
Can barely afford food. I can't afford tea though. I'm drinking tea because my tummy kind of doesn't feel the best. So drinking tea.
I
Anyway,
was
we're
drinking tea
doing
first.
Paramount War, and no, my tea is cold, so proof that I was drinking it first. Anyway,
No, no,
point
no.
being,
You made
David,
it
stop
first.
interrupting me with like dumb things.
Fine.
What was I
Whatever.
saying? See, this is the third time.
How's that
Uh,
my fault?
wait, what am I saying? Should I? I'm like my ADHD brain is like overworking itself right now. It needs to like stop. Okay, so this is the part where so last time we talked about how we had left, is it Impel Down, the prison?
Yeah, buddy.
I remember one name. Anyway, like so we just left Impel Down and then Luffy's still trying to get to Ace, his older bro. And then we get all kinds of like flashbacks and to get more of an understanding of their like relationship, which I really like that. But I was telling David that, I mean, obviously if you're watching this, you have either read or seen this arc, so it's not like a major spoiler. Plus I think I already spoiled it because in another episode I think I said that it was spoiled for me that Ace died. But okay, so I thought it was because I was starting to think that Ace was like a super cool character, and then all of a sudden I found out that he died, and then I was like, oh no, I was all sad. But somehow like the way that he died, it was just kind of like it fit. I was kind of like, okay,
Yeah, it
if
was
he
pretty
if he
much
had
a
to
fitting
go,
death for his character and the entirety of his character arc. Would it have been cool for him to keep going and appear every once in a while? Yeah, sure. But it wouldn't fit with what was going on in the final war arc or in this war arc.
you mean the next arc that I'll be reading?
What?
You mean in the like what are you talking about, like where you're at right now, or
No,
like
no,
the
no,
next
no.
arc that I'll be reading?
No, no, the one that you're reading.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think it was just like his death had so much of an impact not only for Luffy but for like everyone around the world, you know? So yeah. I again, once again, I am here to tell you all that I don't remember any names, and there was so much action happening that half of the time I
Let's
couldn't tell
go.
if the guy that was talking was a good guy or a bad guy. I couldn't remember where I've seen that person before, but they kind of look familiar. Which okay, to be honest, it kind of did make it a little like meh for me even more because I couldn't remember who these people were. Again, it was like it's been so long and like in black and white, they all kind of look the same. And then I was like arguing with David the other day. Wait, what's the name of the one dude that has the weird bird hat?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember his Sengoku?
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew
I
that.
saw him without the hat, and then I was like, "No way!" And then I was like, totally didn't recognize him, and then David gave me the
Yeah, bro has
dirtiest
a
like look,
fro.
bro. If he
Look at
ain't
his
wearing the
face
hat,
and
he's a
mustache.
different
He got
freaking
little
character.
glasses too, I
No,
think.
no, no, no. Listen. My brain doesn't function that way, okay? My brain like looks at the outfit and that's why I like sometimes don't really well, okay, I think I'm getting way better at recognizing Nami now because I've seen her like so often. But at first it was really hard for me to recognize her because she changes her outfit quite a bit. And there's no
Yeah,
color. There's no color, so I can't freaking tell what they're wearing or like what color their hair is. So, you know, they all look the same to me. And if they're not wearing their like signature thing, I'm like, bro, I don't even know. I don't even know who you are.
shame. Shame on you.
Anyway, starting with my comments. I'm like, it make no sense. I'm like, my 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 I
Get your words out one
can't,
at a time. You can do this.
my note my note is like Luffy is a true homie, not caring about who is who. LOL. I have no idea why I wrote this.
Good job, you know?
I think it had something to do with like him not caring whose Ace parents were, you know? They're
Gigi.
like, I don't like that doesn't matter to me.
Well, no, especially like because he takes the person by themselves without any of their past. For him, it's you right now and you on what you are doing or what you want to do. Because if you're gonna do something bad that Luffy doesn't necessarily agree with, he's not gonna stop you unless that starts affecting him and his people.
Bro, I just realized that this is the first episode where we're actually recording like video and then I'm like over here like looking for a squeaky toy or something to like fiddle with and then I'm like wait I'm supposed to be like looking at the camera. I forgot you guys
Yep.
can see me now. Even though I was looking at the
LMAO.
camera when I did the intro, I like completely forgot. Cause look, listen. I have a fidget toy right here. You see it? Oh, the zoom is like, but it's like all dirty. I don't want to touch it. I need to clean it. Like, and I don't have any other fidget toys. My other fidget toy is also dirty, and I don't want to touch it. Anyway, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's one of the things that I really like about Luffy. But then at the same time, oh, wait, no, I have complaints about Garp later on, but I'll wait and sort of compile all of them together. Um, but one thing that I didn't fully understand at first is why did Ace try to kill Whitebeard the first time they met? Like because he was his dad's like enemy or something?
No. He didn't really care much about Roger because of Roger, a lot of people hated him or wanted to like hurt him or just wanted him dead. And Roger has almost nothing to do with his son considering that he's never met Roger.
Yeah.
Um as for Whitebeard, he was essentially the big guy on the block. He was like, well, he's the strongest, so I'm gonna go kick his ass and essentially prove myself that I am not like I have nothing to do with my father because I'm either better than him or like I am beyond what Roger is or something like that. It was more for himself than it was for anybody else.
You know what? I'm like, why did they tell him who his dad was? Like, I don't think he ever needed to know that. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have his life would have been just so much better if he never knew who his dad was. Like he was
Well,
dead anyway.
yeah.
Like, and his mom died too, like giving birth or something. I
Oh yeah,
assume,
totally.
freaking out. So like he didn't really need to know who his dad was.
No, absolutely not.
What? But
I
I thought
think
it
at
was
that
kind of
point that
weird.
was the fault of the his parents
Whose
or not
parents?
parents, but like the fucking people that are taking care of him. Them people.
Well, okay, see, this is okay. Fine, we'll start complaining at Garp now. Okay, who in the right mind leaves kids, impressionable kids, in the hands of some like breaking
Mountain
the
bandit.
law
Literally
pirates?
mountain bandit.
Yeah, yeah. Why would Garp come on? And then, like, how did you want your kids or those two kids to be like Navy people when you literally left them with people who do not obey the law at all? Like, what the heck, bro? And then you get all mad at the little kids. Nah, somebody needs to give him a slap in the face or something. Like, upside of the head, like upside. Yeah, like one of those. Cause like, bruh, like, nah,
Oh, they do.
nah. And then it just kept getting worse. Like he like never visited, and I was like, why
Yeah,
didn't
he
he
did.
just
He visited a
yeah
lot of times. Yeah.
like once a year? Bro, the kids were like living in the slums because the people didn't even care about them.
It's not that they didn't care, it's that they were under threat, yeah, like from one of the strongest people on Earth. Because remember, Garp is known for being that guy that stopped Gold Roger, and Gold Roger was the top of the top. Nobody except Garp could touch him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what does that have to do with him? Okay, yeah, totally understand that the bandits were like, well, yeah, duh, we have to do what Garp says because he could beat us up. But I'm
He,
also like, Garp, think. Why didn't you find a nice family that had nothing to do with pirates or the Navy
dude,
for to
he's
take care of
Monkey
these
D.
kids?
Garp. He's not gonna think.
Well, that's them.
Well, yeah, so is
I'm
he.
like extra sensitive about this because I'm like I work with kids a lot and like I see a lot of this, happening and it just makes me really sad. Like very passionate about it. And I'm like, that's fun. That you're cool. You just went like way down the list, man.
No, no, he's still cool. He's still cool. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
I don't think he is ever gonna recover from this. Like, even if he does like cool things like later on or whatever, I'm still gonna be like, yeah, bro, but like you left Luffy and Ace. No, bro, no, no. This
Yeah, but it
is a
was
thing you
funny at
can
the
come back
time.
from. No, it wasn't. It was not funny.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Also, who was taking care of Luffy when he was in the windmill village or something?
Windmill Village.
Yeah,
What?
because in the flashbacks it shows that Luffy no that Garp took Luffy to meet Ace, and Ace was like somewhere in the same sort of island but like in a different city or whatever, different part of the island. But but before then Luffy was living somewhere else. But Garp wasn't there either. Or was he living with Garp? I don't fucking know.
No, I think. I think he was just living with what's her name?
The girl that runs the restaurant, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he was living with her for a little bit. And then after some time, after like he just got too big, and she couldn't, continuously take care of him, Garp was like, "All right, I'm just gonna plop you down over here."
Again, dumb. And also, the bandits didn't need to know who's who was Ace's dad. That was another thing. Like Garp, come on, bro. Like he dead, but again, just let's move on because I'm just gonna like be so mad about how
Yeah, I
he
don't think
didn't
Garp was the
think
one that told anybody besides Ace who his dad was.
the bandits knew, didn't they?
The Mountain
Yeah,
Bandits with Dadan?
yeah, yeah. Because
Oh yeah, but you can trust those guys.
that's not the point, David. The point that they're still like shunned him. Okay, look, let's not talk about this because I get really frustrated because Garp is dumb. Okay, you don't know anything about kids, and that makes me angry.
Well, yeah, no shit, he's a Marine.
Well, yeah, but then why didn't he just like have like a good, nice
Yeah, no,
family to adopt
hindsight
them?
is really, really nice, huh? Must be nice in that ivory tower of yours, huh?
Listen,
With the
listen.
power of hindsight and to see the future and all that. That sounds
This
real
this
cool
is
of you.
no, no. This is when I firmly believe that if you are ready to like start like, having a family, you all need to be financially prepared and also educated on how to like raise a child, man. Because that's how we end up with like so many people in prison and like so many like family trauma. Because ain't nobody do anything for them kids. Ugh.
My guy, this is the world of One Piece. Why are you like making it too real? This is the part where
Because it
you
makes me
suspense your
sad.
disbelief.
No.
Suspend it.
Anyway, fine. So one
Yeah.
of the things that I did like about Whitebeard was that he told that giant dude that was after like trying to save Ace that he was like courage is one thing, but getting yourself killed is another. And I was like, yeah, bro. Like these people don't really understand. I think that's one of the things that I find so frustrating about like just not only One Piece but just anime in general. Is it shonen?
Yeah.
Is this the okay, especially about trending because they're like, "I will die for you," and I'm like, "And what's that gonna accomplish, son? Like, run away together and live together so you can take care of the person. Like, what you gonna do when you're dead? Nothing. Exactly.
Yeah, who's
Like, it
gonna
just
hold
makes no
back
sense.
the thing, you know?
It's not always. It's not always. That's not always the case. But when it is, I'm like, "Okay, well, you can figure out another way or whatever," like, no, I just I don't think that's the right way to do it, so,
I
no.
think this might be one of the things that we have to agree to disagree because I've been in the shonen area for such a long time that at this point I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
Well, yeah, and I think it's just a very correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a very manly thing to think.
You're wrong.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just think guys kinda think like that.
No, no, that's a Japanese thing.
Mm, yeah, but you kind of also see it in American stuff,
Okay, it
films, not so
might
many cartoons,
be just kind of like it would be cool if we could do that, but survive.
mm, yeah, anyway. Okay, so do you think that Ace is to blame for the death of little Ors?
What? No. Why would I
Why?
think that? Because Oars willingly went over there. Little Oars willingly did all of that for his buddy, you know? Because if the roles were reverse, the exact same thing would happen, and Ace would be the one sacrificing himself for the Little Oars. I blame no one's death on anyone except for maybe the Marines because they instigated everything. But then again, pirates and Marines don't necessarily get
Well,
along
he was
because of law and
breaking the
order.
law,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
but the one thing though that I kind of agree. I feel like it's like half and half because and I think at the end, uh, Ace did sort of understand that it was his fault that this whole thing was happening because Whitebeard told him, "Don't be dumb. Don't do that. Let it go." And then Ace was like, "I would never let it go. I have to avenge you." And I'm like, "Bro, he did. Like, take another opportunity. Like, he basically made a bad decision that had really horrible consequences, and it just kept getting worse."
Yeah, but it was also on Whitebeard because Whitebeard also sent Ace to do the hunt as well. Like he gave the green light and everything. He was like, "Fine, fine, I'll let you go. Just like fucking be careful or whatever." And then Shanks
I
went
thought
like, "Hey, this thing that Ace is doing, like, be careful, my guy, because Blackbeard is not someone you should underestimate." And then Whitebeard was like, "Nah, we're good." Because like it was totally on both of them
well, I
that
I thought it
they did
was
what they did.
I thought Whitebeard sort of agreed to it only because Ace was gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, so okay, so see that's what I'm talking
But
about,
he
like,
could
where
have also done
like,
something to
force him to
stop
stop
him.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, that's why I'm like, I'm not fully blaming Ace for this. I feel like he he had, like, 25% of, fault, and
But
then
you know who is
it
to
kind of
blame?
who? If
Blackbeard.
you see the Navy. Blackbeard? Okay,
Yeah.
can we pause for a little bit and all seethe and sit in hatred of Blackbeard. Like he just keeps getting worse and worse as a character. Like just punch him in the face. Oh, and then when he did get punched in the face by Whitebeard, he was like, Dad, why are you doing this to me? No, Dad, please, no, I want to live." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
he's
man."
a bitch.
Yeah, I was just so mad. I'm like, "Oh, just kill him already. Just kill him." Well, he is evil. He's truly evil.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are waiting for the moment that Luffy punches the shit out of him.
I was like, "Yeah, bro, you deserved it." And I was like, "Whitebeard, just I know he's your son, but no." He said, "No." He said, "No, he's no longer his son." You should have just killed him, bro. No, I think he got attacked or something. I don't know, but yeah, he should have died. Like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
just
absolutely.
yeah.
But I think Whitebeard couldn't go all out as he really wanted to. Otherwise, most of the casualties would have been his own sons.
Yeah, and no, yeah, and he was also like super like he was like I was gonna say half dead, but no, he was like 3/4 dead. Like he was
Yeah, no,
like
he had a
really like
serious foot in the
dying.
grave, and he still took
Yeah,
on the Navy, and they were
yeah,
scared of him.
yeah, yeah. I just thought it was like super hilarious when Garp, because Garp was standing next to Ace, right?
Hmm.
Like the whole time. And I just thought it was like super hilarious how they were like, "Yeah, Garp, like your son is or your grandson, like, is responsible for all of this kind of thing." And then they were like, "Hey, Luffy's here." And then they were like, "Garp, isn't that also your other grandson?" They were just
Yeah, and then
like
Garp
all
was like,
his
"What the
his
fuck are you
family
doing
members.
here, Luffy?"
Oh, he's
That is
like,
so
dude, if
hilarious.
his son showed up, that just would have been freaking hilarious. Cause then like just like all his family members like are just so against him and like he can't. Like I think in a way I kind of admired the fact that Garp was like, bro, I'm a man of the Navy. Ace is gonna be executed for what he did, and I sort of like don't want this to happen, but I also like sort of understand that Ace kind of brought it on himself. Like he knew that this could be like an outcome, because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he totally became a pirate, and he knew that that was a possibility. So like can't really blame him for it, but still,
Yeah, no, both of them understood what would have happened when they chose what they chose, you know?
yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
Garp wanted them to be Marines so they would be safe from these kind of situations and that Ace could have protection from the Marines. But obviously, that didn't happen. And I think it's either way, Garp would have let them be whatever they wanted to be. He would have like been upset about it, but he fully understands what it means to be free and
well, I
what
mean,
that means
yeah,
for individual like peoples that it's like different for everybody and
yeah.
everybody's searching for something else.
That is the one thing I do respect, that even though he disagreed with them, he allowed them to like still become pirates. Because he totally could have just captured them like immediately. But he didn't. Like he
Oh
always held
yeah,
back
he
whenever
knew
he
where
like
they
met
were,
them.
and not only that, he wasn't even trying to look for them. If he
Yeah,
ran
yeah.
into them, he was like, "Oh, ho, I'm gonna teach you a lesson, motherfucker."
Yeah,
Other than
yeah.
that,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, fucking Garp is so cool.
Okay, so there was this one, like, it might have been just like a perspective or whatever, but my thing was like, how fucking tall is Whitebeard? Like, Luffy came up to his like knee, bro. Like, and then I think there was like one of the 4 volumes had like a how tall, but it was like in the other standard, and like we're in the US, so I have no idea what that meant. But I was like, he's freaking giant, bro. Like, Luffy's pretty like
Okay,
not like short, but
so I
that was
googled
a
it.
little
He's
ridiculous.
between 18 to 20 feet tall.
No.
He's
Okay.
a massive motherfucker.
Is he
No, wait,
like part
21 feet
giant or
tall.
something?
He's 2110.
Okay.
That
Is he
is the
like
theory. A lot of people think that that's a like a huge theory that he might have some very diluted giant split inside of him because of
yeah.
how freakishly tall he is. But it could also be that he just ended up being this kind
No,
of
no, no, no,
person.
no, no. The suspension of disbelief is a little too much
Well,
on this one,
here's the
bro.
thing. The most powerful people, or not the most powerful people, you either have a D in your name and you're known for being wild and like a major player in a lot of things, but he didn't even have that. He had nothing special to him except for maybe his height, and that's it.
Wait,
And I
I
think
got
that is the coolest fucking
wait,
thing
wait,
about
wait,
it.
wait, wait. I
Yeah.
zoned out. I don't know what you said. Sorry.
So what I'm
Repeat
trying to
everything over
say
again.
is that fucking Whitebeard,
Mm,
his name is Edward Newgate, right?
okay.
That means he doesn't have a D in his name. That means he
Okay.
doesn't have any special protection from like the clan of D, whatever that may be.
Bro, but so does
Uh
Shanks. Shanks doesn't have a D in his name, does he?
I can't talk about him though.
Oh, you fucker! Okay, just
He
moving on
doesn't.
then.
I'm gonna
Moving
tell you
on.
that right now. He does not have a D on his name. However, things end up being revealed later on that give a huge reason as to why he is as powerful as he is. However, Edward Newgate, Whitebeard, nothing so far as to where I am, which is Egghead Island. Um, Nothing has come up on his genetics, on his family line, on any predecessor, or if he's related to like any huge big shot or anything like that. Whitebeard was literally just a guy that wanted a family, and he became known as the world's strongest man. And I think that is like the coolest fucking thing about him, that he was just a guy that wanted a family and then kicked so much ass he was known as the strongest motherfucker around. I feel like I just repeated myself like 8 times, but it
You did.
bears being repeated.
No, I don't.
Yeah, dude. I like that guy. He's one of my favorite characters. Can you tell?
Yeah. Because I'm over here being like, okay, when is this gonna end? Like, okay, yeah, I
Why do you gotta be so
totally
mean?
I know,
You talk
I
on
understand.
hours about dumb
I
stuff that I
understand, I
don't care
understand, but
about. How
he's
dare
not
you?
the same. Yeah, you don't pay attention to anything I say. Shush. Like you're just there. And then every
That's
time I
rude.
ask you for
That
your
is
opinion,
so
you're like,
mean.
I don't know. Listen, that's why we're doing this podcast, right? So other people listen to what you care about, and I don't have to listen to
You know what? I don't think I want to be a part of this podcast anymore.
it. Just
You
kidding,
hurt
just
my
kidding.
feelings? Eh.
Well, one of the things that uh, it's really hard sometimes to like not it- it's not hard, it's just it keeps contradicting itself because Ace was like, Luffy, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. This is all my fault, like I brought this on myself or whatever. And then like it's the pirate code or whatever. And then Luffy's like, I don't
Yeah.
care about no code. And then I was like, so that's his pirate code to not care about any code. It's just like super messy. Like, what's the point of a code if like nobody ever respects it?
A
Like
code
the
is a set
code.
of guidelines. They aren't real solid lines. You just don't do these things because a lot of people will no longer respect you.
Yeah, but I feel like everyone has like their own personal ones, which is really hard because like the other person doesn't. So like there is like no bound. Like okay, in my head, this is how I think about the Pirate Islands or whatever, right?
Mhm, mhm.
When we have like you and I, we're family, we live in the same house, whatever, but we have boundaries for ourselves, right? Like I knock on the door before I go into your room or whatever, right?
Yes, and I
And then
appreciate
that's
that.
sort of like a boundary, sort of like a societal boundary that we have created, right? That we
Yeah.
abide by. And then so that's what I think about like the pirate rules. But if you and I were both pirates, you would be like, okay, well, my pirate rule is that, I'm giving everyone privacy, so please knock on the door before you come in. And I would be like, well, my pirate rule is that I don't care about rules, so I'm just gonna come in anyway. Like, like it just creates this whole like mess because everyone has like a different set of rules that they're following, or like you said, their guidelines. They choose when to follow and when not to follow. So it's like it's just this crazy thing that, and I'm like, it's just too much for my brain. It just like bursts sometimes. I'm like, I'm brain dead. I have no idea. I don't know what point of this is anymore.
I think it's because your perspective isn't the right one to use.
What do you
Because the
mean?
way that I see it is that you do not do these things, like I mentioned before,
No,
because a
excuse me. Are
lot of
you trying to
pirates.
gaslight me now, saying that my opinion is wrong? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, perspective, not opinion. Also, opinions are not factual or infactual. They just are, okay? So stew there in your opinion, and let me tell you my opinion. Now,
Fine.
let me tell you why you're wrong. So I think it just has to do a lot with perspective, like I mentioned. And the perspective on this is that you don't do these things because you lose a lot of respect, obviously, right? Unless, of course, you have the power to back it up. So if you don't have the power to back it up, like people are just not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. They're not going to fear you and they're not going to like be nice to you. They're going to plunder your ass for whatever you're worth. They might even like capture you, like bounty hunt your ass too for shits and giggles. So what Teach did that broke the pirate code was kill his own like his own crewmate and
Okay.
everybody, and I mean everybody. So a lot of the four emperors and basically every other pirate went like bad move, my guy, that was fucked up, you just don't do that.
Well,
But
okay. I
because
like
Teach does
in
what he
that.
does at the end of this arc, a lot of people are like, oh shit, he is
Well,
not to be
listen,
fucked with.
listen. That I understand because um there has to be, even in that so like, okay, I totally understand like why, like, they had to come down on this, right? Because then it will be like complete chaos, because there has to be at least some order, even if it's like a lawless world, because otherwise, like, why trust anybody that's in your crew, right? And then so he basically broke that, because
Mhm,
as a
mhm.
pirate you can't really trust anybody, but you can, like, you, it would be best if you trusted your own crew at the very least, right? Yeah, just the one that I think kind of doesn't make any sense is where like Ace was like, Luffy, were you here? You shouldn't try to rescue me. And I was like, why? Like, that makes no sense. If Luffy was in your place, you would do the same thing. Why are you telling Luffy not to come? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that made no sense to me.
Because you want to protect your younger siblings.
Yeah, I know, but like, you have to be realistic about these things, all right? Like, you make a bad decision, you all have to
But
be
he's
realistic
down in the
about the
dumps. He
expectation.
literally got beaten and then he got taken into a prison where he got abused somehow, one way or
Well,
another.
he got tortured, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So he is not necessarily in the best mental states at this moment in time. Right now, he is feeling like utter dookie because of
Listen,
him. A lot of
listen,
his family members are dying.
listen, listen. I am really tired right now, and I just feel like shitting on someone. And Ace happens to be the person, okay? He should have thought about this and he should have made good decisions, okay?
Well,
That's what I'm
hindsight
gonna
being
do.
2020, Miss Ivory Tower.
Yeah, I'm just so much better than everybody else.
Get out of here with your glass house.
My thing was like, all right, listen, listen. The pirate with the stupid hat, which I want. I think it's in Goku.
Is it the one with the
I,
seagull?
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
like, I didn't write that, but I think yeah. No, yeah,
I
because he's the
want
one
his
that
hat
said,
too.
but he's the one that said the reveal who Luffy's dad was, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yes, it
Sengoku.
was him. Yeah. Okay, it was so funny because when that got revealed, bro, what's the clown's name again? I forgot.
Who?
The clown.
Oh, Buggy.
Yeah, Buggy. His face was hilarious. Like, his reaction was,
He's like,
it
what the
was so
hell?
so funny.
Who's your
Yeah.
dad again?
No, no, bro. And then, like, what's that guy with the sword? The Sora looking guy?
What the fuck?
Yeah, the
What
cool guy
Zorro
with the
looking guy?
mustache. That one that's like super sexy
The
with the
Dracula
sword.
guy?
Yeah. No.
Dracul Mihawk.
Yeah, yeah, him. He was like, bruh, like nothing surprised me anymore. Like this is, I've seen everything now, and I'm like, oh yes. And those reactions were like so funny to me. Just
He
suspension of
put
still
all
working on my suspension of disbelief, bro. Just still working on it.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Um,
Your suspension of disbelief is gonna be backed by fictional science, okay? So don't you worry
uh,
about that.
okay. I just okay. One thing that I really love throughout, like the previous arc and this one, is how all the prisoners like completely misunderstood everything the Buggy was doing and were just so in love with him. They're like, "Yeah, he's the best. He's our captain. He knows Whitebeard. Look how he's talking to Shanks." It was so
They're equals. Whoa.
yeah, and like Shanks totally like force him to do something for like no pay.
No,
Like
no, he
so
didn't
easy.
force him. He just said, if
He
you do this,
manipulated
I'll
him.
give you a thing. Little did you know, I was lying.
Yeah, like, yeah. It was just like he's just so easy to manipulate. It was funny. It was funny.
It is hilarious, yes.
Yeah. No, you know what else was hilarious? That what's that lady that like looks down when she like points at
Oh,
Moon?
Boa Hancock?
Yeah, she was so funny because like she kept trying to help Luffy, right? Because like she was
Yeah.
like on his side now, and he gave her a hug, and she's like, "Is this what marriage is like?" And I'm like,
I like how every
yeah.
5 minutes she's like, "Oh, does that mean we're married?" And somebody goes like, "No, no, you are
No,
not."
she's like, "He said my name again." That was so funny.
She's
Oh,
in her
bro,
40s, by the way.
I don't care about that. I just thought it was hilarious, but like it's completely understandable because she's always been surrounded by women, so she does never been in a relationship, a healthy
Yeah.
relationship. So she doesn't really
Or
know
she's
anything
never fallen in love or been what's it called? Vulnerable
in
with
a
anyone
healthy
like that
relationship.
before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's that's why I was like, it makes sense, but I just think it's funny. But
She's
you know
hilarious.
what was funny? When what's his name? Wait, I forgot who he was fighting. I forgot who Luffy was fighting. He was fighting one of the not the but like the Navy higher ups, like not an admiral quite yet, or maybe I don't can't remember. But then he was like gum gum human shield, and he just used Buggy to like protect himself. No,
Yeah. I think he
no,
was
no.
fighting Mihawk and then put Buggy in front of him.
Yeah. Because then he can't die, right? Because he can
It's
like
not that
by
he can't
cutting.
die, it's that he can split and he's not necessarily immune to slashes or
Yeah,
Mihawk slashes, but he can dodge them.
but yeah, but when like Buggy was like, "What the hell, bro?" And then Luffy's was like, "What? He's the one that stabbed you, it wasn't me." And I was like, "But he's got stabbed because of you." Okay, talking about a serious topic now. So, David,
Yeah.
okay, pay attention to me, jeez.
I'm
Okay,
here.
can't see
Quit
you, so I don't
stalling
know.
and speak.
Okay, so
Just go.
so
You
you know
got
the
this.
train of thought. What's the name of that guy that totally stabbed Whitebeard? Did you forget to?
You told me to shut up.
Stop.
I think his name was like Squirt or Squad.
Yeah, it was like weird name. But okay, so what I wanted to talk about is that like okay, I understand why he got manipulated, right? Do I approve of it? No. Because it was in Goku who told him, right? That he was
No.
like, oh, Whitebeard is like wait, okay, it doesn't matter. Someone from the Navy told him that Whitebeard was actually colluding with the Navy, right? And he's like, oh, you backstabbed us and whatever, right? But he totally got played because Whitebeard will never, right? And like
Exactly.
I mean, he kind of, I mean, to be honest, even to me, it did seem like that he kind of like preferred Ace over his other kids.
It sure looks like that. But he would have,
right?
like, honestly done that for anybody. It's just in his nature.
Right, right. Yeah, but like this guy, so my point is that because he had so many like unsolved like wounds that he didn't address, that's why he was so easy to manipulate, because he held on to that hate that he had uh to Rogers, right? And then he just like, because he could never move on for from what Rogers did to him and to his sibling, he like moved that hatred to Ace, and then every like he just couldn't think straight anymore, right?
Mhm,
um
mhm.
because he had like a was it unresolved wound. And and in some ways I will kind of, okay, this is like a really far stretch, but it kind of also can be applied to Ace, but because he never really got over the fact um that everybody basically would hate him or hated him because of who his dad was. But he didn't really realize how good he had it until maybe like at the end of his life. Like he realized that he did have a family and stuff. I think he got like little hints of it on like the flashbacks and when he ended up joining Whitebeard's crew and getting like the tattoo and stuff. But I don't think he like fully, like he still held on to that whole like, well, my who my dad is, and like he allowed that to like define him,
Yeah.
and that became problematic, right? And then so that's what I'm trying to say, is that like that happens to us in real life too. If you have some sort of trauma or like unresolved problem that you never addressed, like it's going to be a lot easier for you to get burned out or for you to be manipulated by another person, using those like emotions against you. um and like I think that's one of the things that we saw like constantly like throughout this arc. I feel like everybody had some sort of grudge against like someone who was already dead or like dying. Because even like, because it was that guy who hated Rogers, the that guy, the staff Whitebeard, hated Rogers. And then we had that guy, what's the sand dude?
Crocodile?
Yeah, he also like hated Whitebeard. And then like everybody was just kind of like going off from the plan and like making things worse only because they had like a different grudge that they were trying to sort of like address, you know? And then
Yeah,
just
yeah.
everything became even more chaotic. Like there was like so much happening that um I have nothing against the storyline. I still think Garp is dumb. I still think that Ace made a bad decision, but I can understand, what led them to that. I still don't agree with it, but I would have done things differently, much differently.
A
But
lot of
yeah, anyway,
people would have done things a lot differently, but you aren't
yeah,
in the story now, are we?
I'm gonna start writing fan fiction and putting myself in the story and making everything.
Coward,
Like
coward!
One Piece will be just like 10 chapters long. I just fix everything.
Go on.
Oh, you know that one that I was like, oh my gosh, that one admiral dude that had like the meteor power? Like, what the heck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whoa,
Screw that
bro.
guy.
Okay,
All
so
my
so
homies hate
actually,
that guy.
this is my question though. Out of the wait, how many admirals are there? Three or four?
3.
Okay, I wrote three, so I got it right. I was paying attention. Okay, so out of the three admirals, who's the strongest?
It is a three-way tie.
No, 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 no. It has to be one that's stronger than the others.
It is a three-way tie. It honestly only depends on what each admiral wants to do because
What do you
they all have like the similar amount of power. Like none of them are slouches. Both of them can take each other on, and they all hit really, really, really hard. Each of them scary in their own right. But Kuzan, oh no, not
who's that?
Kuzan. I'm sorry. Uh, I can't remember
Tell me
his
what power they
name.
have. That's how I'll know.
The light guy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck him.
he is
Seriously.
lazy. He has very little motivation when it comes to ascending the ladder of power or whatever. If he
You go
had
higher?
motivation, he doesn't want to, or he doesn't care enough to go higher.
Yeah, yeah, but what's higher than the admiral then?
The fleet admiral, Sengoku.
Oh, but there's
Yeah,
only one, right?
Sengoku is the one that deploys them, but
Oh,
he's
okay.
stuck behind like a desk, and he's also stuck being told what to do by the worst people alive, that being the Celestial Dragons. Because screw them, they freaking
Yeah,
suck.
yeah. I
Yeah, yeah.
second that.
So, if if Kizaru had more of a drive or a reason to be where Sengoku is, there probably would have been like hella contention between the who ends up ascending.
Well, so do the other two want to take the place of Sengoku?
The ice guy, he wants to only to make sure that the fire guy doesn't.
The pettiest thing, bro.
Well, he
Well,
knows that how
because the
dangerous
fire
the
guy is the
ideals of the
one that
fire
was
guy
like,
is.
he's the one that like in this arc, he was like, just kill all the pirates. I don't care what like it cost, right? That's the
Please,
guy.
let me make it worse for you. He's the reason why O'Hara's ships that sailed out full of regular people got burnt down and shot at.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He was
Yeah.
there. He was
Nah, bro.
lobbing lava bombs everywhere.
Nah, son.
Yeah.
Nah. I ain't about that life.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Um. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
We'll
uh-huh.
revisit this question later. Okay. I think I don't remember, and I didn't really want. I see. This is what I told you. Okay, so when the last One Piece episode came out, I was listening to it because it had been so long for me that I couldn't really remember what I had said, right? So I was listening to it, and I got like halfway through it, and they was like, "Why are you listening to this? Let's listen to music," because we are going somewhere, and I could have listened to the whole thing, but David was like, "No, I'm listening to music." And now I don't remember how much I actually gush about how much I like Ivankov.
Ah,
Um,
yeah.
but
Dude, we
are
can keep going. I
they
fucking
is like
love Eva.
freaking awesome. Like just like when they were like behind like the wall, like stuck behind the wall, and then like, he was just like a gigantic ass head that was like, yeah, that's Luffy over there. It's just so funny because like, you just see like this giant head.
Like
Ah,
fucking
that was
tiny little body and shit. Oh my god. Eva's
yeah.
powers are so wild. Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
can you do, man?
it's freaking amazing.
They're
I love that.
so cool and so dumb at the same time. I fucking love their character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then like the one like scissors lady was like totally hiding in the hair.
Oh
Yeah,
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 he just
yeah.
fucking jumps out of there. It's like, how the hell did you survive?
Yeah, and I was like, wait, we hadn't seen her like this
Oh,
whole time.
you know, like
So-
something really, really cool. You probably already noticed the scissors lady.
yeah.
They are totally a they because every once in a while they switch between a he to a her, and from a her
Oh,
to a he.
no, I didn't
It
notice.
always depends on where they have their wine glass at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I thought that was just something really interesting to point out
That's
because,
a
like, you know, it's a
yeah.
neat little detail.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. Pretty cool. Okay. Different question proposed to you. Do you
Yeet.
think the outcome would have been different if Luffy had his crew with him?
No, it would
Why?
have been scarier
Why?
because that means that they were under a very, very, very real threat of fucking dying. Because Luffy barely made it out alive, and he's the strongest in his crew. I
Okay, but
firmly
see
do
here
not
here
believe that they would have been able to do much more.
okay, so I kind of wanted to like argue a little bit more like on the other side,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
I agree with you. I don't think they're like strong enough yet to have been able to be involved in this fight. But do you think Luffy would have held back to protect his crew and just sort of like retreated when Ace was like, "Nah, Luffy, just go."
No, he would not have retreated. That goes
Not even
against
for
his
his crew?
character, like, totally. For his crew, he would have sent the people that he trusted to protect them. So it would have been Zoro, Sanji protecting the crew, and the crew helping out Luffy whenever they could. But essentially, what the crew would have to do is create spots for Luffy to jump in further.
Yeah, yeah. David, I don't like it when we both agree on something.
Well,
Like
then
this,
play devil's advocate.
I'm like, is this like even entertaining to you guys? David and I just agreeing on everything. Like this is supposed to be a podcast. We're supposed to like entertain people to some extent, bro. You just be agreeing with me. No, like this is when
No,
you
no,
be like,
you
no,
are agreeing with me.
I proposed this question, but I already had an answer to this question, and you agree
Yeah,
with
and I
me.
had a
So
better answer.
no, it's the same answer.
No, 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 mine's better.
No, no, it's the same answer.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, so this is like a actual legitimate
I
question. I don't
win.
have an answer to this. So anyone who uses haki is like a descendant from the Supreme King? Like you're
No,
just
it
born
is
with it?
called the Supreme King's Hockey. It is a
Oh,
title.
okay.
Anyone who has this has the will to become a king.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're kind of born with like something that
An
gives them
incredible
a higher
type of will
chance
that allows them to dominate other people one way or another. Now,
and
dominate
higher
doesn't
chance of becoming
necessarily
great.
means force, you know?
Huh?
Dominate in the Conqueror's Hockey's ability doesn't necessarily means to force someone to do what you tell them to. It could also mean that they just follow you because their will isn't as strong. Or maybe your ideals are so strong that they're like, holy shit, that's kind of cool. I want to do what that guy's doing.
So a natural born leader, essentially.
Yeah.
I okay, at this point, the fact that Luffy still doesn't know that he's releasing haki because he knows about haki now, right? And he's
No,
experienced somebody else's haki?
he doesn't
Wait, no,
know about.
no,
They've
didn't someone
asked
tell
him
him
what it
before?
was before, and he was like, I don't know what it is. And they're like, that's wild because you have a lot of hockey. And he's like, cool. What does that even mean?
You know what got me so mad though? Like when there was that flashback between Whitebeard and Rogers like, "Oh, you want to know what the D is? I'll tell you." And then the flashback cut itself, and I was like, "No, no, no! I need
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
know."
know. I know. I was there. I felt that, Lise.
Frustrating. Okay,
Everybody
so
was.
so
They were like,
so
what
just
the hell, my guy?
okay, so just haki in general is just called like the Supreme King's haki. Okay.
No, that the Supreme King's hockey is a type of hockey that is
There's
extremely, extremely rare.
there's different types?
Yeah,
What do the other types do?
you eventually get told. Time skip, baby.
Wait. Everything is about wait until you read it. Wait until you get a chat. You can never tell me nothing.
Yeah, fuck you. Also, I already told you.
Do you think I
For
remember?
whoever is listening to these podcasts one after another, I've already divulged so much information.
Okay, one. Do you think I will remember? Two.
Oh,
It's
I
been so
know you're not going
long
to remember
between
half of
books.
this conversation.
Watching this podcast is like these people just have the same conversation over and over. I never remember shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. I try. I tried to be entertaining, but my brain doesn't work. But on the bright side, I love reading One Piece and
It's
talking about it.
so
I don't
good.
remember anything. All right. All right, cool. All right. So, okay, one thing that was like super surprising is when like Luffy was like just about to reach Ace and then Garp showed up and I was like, bruh. And then so basically he just allowed Luffy to like sucker punch him?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay. Hold on. Let's backtrack. What's a sucker punch?
Hey, look
I
over there.
used to find
Bam.
huh?
Hey, look over there. Bam.
Okay. Like, just when someone's distracted, you just, like, punch them.
Yeah. Also, Garp was
Okay.
holding back so much, my guy. It's only now that we know how much he was holding back. And it was a lot. It's a lot. It's an insane amount.
No, who was the guy that had to, like, when Ace actually did die, who's that guy that had to, like, force him to stop because he was and then he was all like, "Dude, keep holding me down, otherwise I'm a total kill that guy."
Sengoku.
Oh,
Sengoku had to hold down Garp, otherwise Garp would have killed an admiral. Let me repeat that. Garp is such a serious threat that the head of the
so
military,
only Sengoku would
Sengoku,
have been able to
had
hold him
to
back?
stop him. Otherwise, he would have killed the lava guy.
Okay, next time we do this, I definitely need to have some fidget toy around here because I'm just getting distracted left and right. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Power wise, let it
Yeah.
be known. I said power wise, Garp is really awesome. Parenting wise, suck. He's
Oh
the
yeah, we
suckiest
all
of
know
the
that.
suck. Okay. All right,
There
cool.
are not that many good parents. There are good parents, don't get me wrong, just not many of them.
You know, another thing that I really like about Luffy's character is that he's never afraid to admit that he got help. Because when Ace asked him, was like, "Oh, how did you even?" Who was it? Somebody asked him, like, "Oh, I can't believe you made it all the way over here," and he's like, and then he's done all these things, and he's like, "Oh, I had help," you know. And then I was like, I
Mhm.
like that. Like he gives people credit when when it's due, and I think that sort of like he's very realistic in I guess in that sense, in that sense, because he's very delusional in others. Um, He's realistic because he gives people props when it's deserved, and he knows when he's not strong enough, right? And that he
Yep.
needs to keep training. Yeah. Okay, so my next thing is let's go back to to talking trash about Ace. Okay, so my comment or like my note is just fuck bro, he just protected Luffy. And then the next one is like he shouldn't have cared about the Navy dude's words though. Like they would have made it out alive, probably. Or had a chance if Ace hadn't turned around and like tried to like fight the guy. And I was like, Ace, this is why this is happening because you can't back down. Like there's a time and a place, bro. A time and a place.
Wait, hold on. That would go against his character if he would have left and backed down.
Yes, and I completely understand that, but I
Good.
guess my point is that he didn't show any character growth. That's my point. Because
Oh
he
no, he
was the
showed a
same
lot of
way when
character growth. Just not the kind that you wanted it.
Oh, did
Yeah,
he?
that's what I thought. Come at me. Fight me.
Did he?
You know where I live. Yeah,
Wait, did you say bite me?
fight me. You know where I
You
live.
haven't even showered, bro. Why would I?
Uh,
I'm
huh?
gonna send the dogs to bite you.
Yeah? Okay. Do it, pussy.
I don't even know where my son is. Anyway, okay. Okay, hold on. Explain it to me. How did his character grow? Ace. I mean, I'm talking about Ace.
See, I would, but better people have said it in a better way. Also, I
No,
don't
no.
remember
You know
what they
what
said.
this means? You know what this means? Please keep track of this. People who, the few people that do watch this. Um, he wrong, and he don't know anything. All right.
I'm not wrong. I'm just forgetful. How dare you hate
Oh,
me
you can't
because you
see
ain't
it,
me?
David. You can't really see it. Do it again. The sad face.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, okay, there. Because last time it was just your name. Anyway, point being, he's wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I am completely right. They would have had a better chance if he just didn't have, didn't there's a time and place for everything, all right? There's it is good sometimes to be like stubborn about certain things, but not everything, because that's your downfall. And that was Ace's downfall. Like he was just way too stubborn about things that he should have let go to take care of the things that really matter. All right. Life lesson for you all. David is wrong. I was right. Listen to me. Yes.
She has no idea what she's talking about. She
What if
doesn't
I do
even know their names.
listen, if I do a pen drop, that equals a mic drop, all right?
No, I
I
refuse.
did it. It counted.
No, drop your mic. Do it, pussy.
No, it's connected. I can't.
It's not my problem.
Okay, so the other thing too is that what I wanted to talk about is that because I think this is something that we have experienced or seen in one way or another. You know how in the flashback Ace kept getting into trouble because people just kept saying, "Oh, if Roger did have a son, we just fucking kill him. Like he doesn't matter. Like I will like beat him up or whatever." And like they had no idea what they were talking about, but those words were like so hurtful, to Ace. Um, Two things. Okay, this is me talking as a mental health professional. We are pretending that Ace is a real person at this point, not like a fictional character, right? Um, Two things. If Ace would have said something about how harmful those words were to him, maybe the bullying would have stopped, right? If he would have addressed his wound about who his father was, and he had a better father figure than Garp, who was mostly absent and left him with a bunch of bandits, this wouldn't really be a problem, right? And then so if we think about it in sort of like in our own life, when do we see people saying things carelessly just because they can? It's not a rhetorical question, David.
I lost what I wanted to say. So can you help me and
Because you're
find it?
too busy doing random it's not memes. What are they called? Emojis. David,
Yeah,
look at the camera. Or look at
yeah.
me in the camera. Focus. Focus, bro. Focus.
I'm sorry. Okay, I got distracted.
But did you hear anything I said?
I heard it. Didn't process any of it though. So I'm still waiting for that ticket to be cashed in.
All right, all
Can
right.
you
Listen,
summarize
listen.
what you
All
literally
right,
just said
focus.
in one sentence?
Focus, all right? Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Focus.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm staring
Uh,
at the windows of your soul.
yeah. But if I do this, can you still stare at the window of my souls?
Why do you
Wait, no,
want me
stop,
not
stop.
to
Why are we
stop
like, wait, focus. I
unfocusing
need
me?
to
What's
focus
wrong
you.
with you?
I need to focus. Okay, fine, fine. Listen, listen. When is a place where we see other people just randomly say things that they have no understanding of with that just because they can?
The bar.
Yeah. I'm thinking a place we
Twitter.
both spend a lot more time in. What?
Twitter.
Yes. More general than Twitter.
Earth.
Where are the emojis at? I'm sending emoji to you. No, where are they? Oh, here. Oh, it's not working. Oh no,
It is.
yeah. It's on the other side. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Let me hide the
Good
emojis.
job. Good job, please.
Okay, so it's the internet in the internet because you're
I said
anonymous.
Twitter.
Yeah, that doesn't equal the internet. That's why I said more general, and you were like, "Oh, Earth."
Yeah, that's the most general I can think of.
Anyway, yeah, like that's where we see it a lot, and I think just being sort of like paying attention or like thinking about that a lot, because I have a few panels that I've planned with other like mental health professionals who want to discuss like internet safety and stuff like that, and like just because I am part of like so many fandoms and I spend so much time on the internet like trying to promote like mental health and fandoms in general, that a lot of people, I hear a lot about how some fandoms are toxic. And sadly that's true. And I think a lot of the times it what happens is what we saw happen, right? A lot of people just talking and sort of like stating their opinion as if it was like fact, or as if they have all the details, like as if it wouldn't hurt anybody, just because they can. And just because you can say something doesn't mean you should. So I think this is just sort of like me again wanting to encourage everyone that spends a lot of time on the internet, either set that boundary for yourself, not spend a lot of time with those group of people or fandoms that are just randomly saying things even though they don't understand. Um,
Yeah, check
because
yourself before you break yourself.
yeah, and like if you are noticing that maybe you're putting your opinion out there when you don't really have all the facts, you don't really understand what's happening, or you're very hardcore about a certain opinion, um, and taking it as fact, then maybe like that's a time to reflect because it's not like you can, that phrase, sticks and stones my hair my bones, but words will never break me or something like that. That's wrong.
Y-
Words can break us. Like words are really powerful. Um, Especially negative ones, because for like every negative like comment that we hear directed at ourselves or like insult, we need like 6 or 7 other like positive ones in order to cancel that one out. So it's not a one-on-one, it's like a 1 in 7. And that's like huge sort of disparity. So like just try to be nice out there, being kind. It's all about like having a time. Like David and I argue all the time, like we did like 2 seconds ago, where we're
Fact.
just blaming each other for everything. And that's one thing, like having fun. But sometimes, like, it's really hard for us to detect sarcasm through Twitter, or to be ourselves and be like, if you're like a super sarcastic person, it can be really hard to uh show that in like a tweet or like just online without the other person, and just understand that there's like neurodivergent people that struggle understanding like sarcasm and stuff like that. So maybe now
Hey,
and
that's
then if you
me.
see that person's face like drop a little, maybe just be like, oh, it was a sarcasm, right? And like just verify, communicate. That's what I'm trying to say. Communicate in a good way.
That or
All
make
right.
a really dumb face after you said the sarcastic thing,
What?
just so they get the point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one way to do it, yeah. Or, like, just laugh at
That's what
yourself,
I
like,
do.
laugh it off, yeah. Um, yeah. Don't be an internet troll, don't do that.
I think it's coming down to moderation. Just don't spend so much time in the internet, bruh. I know some of us are chronically online, me and myself included, but like take a breather, look outside your window, go to the bathroom, wash your hands, do those things.
Actually touch grass. Like, that's something, like,
Literally touch grass.
David and I are gonna go touch grass, and by that we mean we're gonna go get bull.
Hey, hey, listen,
Because
I
I've
grilled
noticed.
my breakfast this morning, okay? So I was outside. I also
Okay,
played with the
I
dogs for
haven't
like
touched
5
grass.
minutes.
I haven't touched grass. Like, and I recognize that now because I'm like starting to feel like I'm burnt out. Like I forget. Like I part of the difficulty, how a lot of people are like, oh, find a hobby that like will make you money or whatever, and that will be your career. And part of the problem with that is that you have so much fun that you forget to touch grass and you just overwork yourself because you're just so interested in it and forget to take breaks. Because yes. Anyway, not that that's me or anything. Camera was like, I don't believe you should. Shut up. Okay, okay. Um, okay. So the one thing, Dave, are you still there?
I'm still here. I'm listening.
This is so weird because I just see like the nice sort of like scenic thing that you put in there, but I can't really see you, so I don't know if you're paying attention to me. And like sometimes like my internet has been for this computer specifically has been sort of like in and out. So I'm like, am I just like randomly talking to myself without any of these being recorded? Um,
It would
anyway,
be sad if that's what happened.
can you imagine? Like, I just do the whole episode, like, go through the rest of my notes, and like you're not listening, and I'm just like, well, I guess David doesn't want to participate today.
Lemo.
Uh, that's a nice change. Um,
I
Wait,
went into
what
my
I'm
room.
saying? You should make your room like that, bro. You totally can.
Nah, screw that. That sounds like a lot of work and a lot of money. I can't leave. That's no,
Bro, I
you're
totally
crazy.
offered to do this, and then you're like, nah, I want to take care of myself, my room by myself. Ah, see? No, he hasn't. Should have just let me. But
No,
no.
I don't want to. I refuse.
Oh, okay.
Nay,
So
nay,
the one thing
kiss.
that got me in the thing is that like once Ace did actually die, all the people watching from like the other island, they were like, "Oh my gosh, he did!" And I was like, bruh, you came to watch an execution. What do you think was gonna happen? Like, what?
It's like one of those people's like, "Oh, we didn't actually think that was gonna happen." No, no, no. You were not thinking to begin with.
Yeah, because I was like, well, what? I mean, like, okay, it could be the fact that maybe they were rooting for Ace because he actually got off the cuffs and they were like trying to flee, and then like like it happened. But still, I was like, the level of surprise was a little too high for me, and I was like, bro, what do you expect to happen, son? Like, come on. And I already talked about that. I don't want to talk about it again. He is not worthy of me mentioning him again. I hope you know who I'm talking about.
Probably.
Talk about the flashback. Okay, can we go back to geeking out about how cool Kobe is?
Hey,
Like, bruh,
yo, my
he's like,
favorite Marine.
yeah, yeah, okay. So I kind of started like really liking him, in the live action because I got to see more of him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and they probably like just sort of like included some of his future self in it, and it was just like so cool. Like, it's been really fun to see his growth, right? And like the whole time that the battle was happening, he was like, oh my gosh, I should do something, I should do something, and he was so scared he couldn't do it. And like me, I was like, bruh, don't even try, son. Like, someone's gonna kick you and you're gonna be dead. Like, now this is like a whole different level of fight you ain't ready for, you know? But uh but then he did. He stood up to that guy, bro, to one of the admirals. He was like, "Stop!" And I was like, "Oh my god, no!" And then Shanks showed up and protected him. I was like,
Dude, as soon as he was done going like, "No, stop it." Like, are you insane? We already won. We're just killing our own people at this point. And then like fucking like you said, Shanks shows up and stops the entire war and like if it was not for Kobe, imagine what Shanks would have had to do because Kobe gave those precious couple of seconds that Shanks needed to intervene.
yeah, no, and like he said it, and he said like, "Thanks, yeah, you were so brave." And I forgot what he called him. He was like Little Marine or something like that.
Young Marine.
And yeah, and he said like, "You gave us like the seconds that we needed." I was like, "Oh, just so," I was like, "Oh my god,
So good.
oh my
So good.
god," and I was like, "Bro, that entrance though, that entrance." I was like,
So cool.
so I stopped. Wait, when did I finish reading? Yeah, I didn't read yesterday. It was like 2 days ago when I finished reading. And as I was reading, I think you were home from work, and I was just like yelling to myself. And David was like, "I know, right?" I don't think I even said what I was yelling about, but it was like it was really cool.
No, no, you did. You did.
Oh, did I? Oh, I don't remember. I was just
I
like, "Oh my
remember.
gosh," and then I was like, bro, Howard is sexy because then he didn't say nothing and everyone was so afraid of him except Buggy, but Buggy's kind of dumb. Like, he doesn't
Well,
really understand.
Buggy used to know Shanks when he was a kid.
That's true. So there is a level of like familiarity and stuff, and he's still a little dumb. So you know how everyone went like crazy for Buggy in the live action?
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder what people like if people still gonna like him once he gets to this part. You know? I mean, the actor was, like, a really good actor, like, he was
No, they
super
will.
sexy.
They will.
Yeah, but, like, okay, so, like, oh, no, it kinda makes sense because 'cause it's been 10 years since Shanks saw Luffy last, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and, I just thought it was, like, so cool. They made Shanks, like, grow up and be more like a manly man, more like a Chad? Am I using that correctly? I feel so old.
Chad?
Yeah, like
Sure.
a Chad. Am I am I using the I'm just gonna like
No,
like a
I'm
manly
just
man.
making it harder for you to keep going.
Bro, no, it's because of you. It's because you do this, and every time I try to use like slang, you're like, cringe, you're old, you shouldn't do that. And every time I use it with someone else, that's the voice I freaking hear. I hear David being like, ew, cringe, you're old. And then it makes me feel old.
Well,
He's
I
so
mean, you're
rude.
5 years older than I, and I'm already in my like what 40s at this point. You're basically 80. That's what's going on.
Point being, Shanks is awesome and we love him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All
Okay,
he did was go like, "Hey, if anybody want to scrap, they can scrap with me, dog." And then everybody was like, "No, thanks.
dude, okay, we totally
We're going
saw,
home now."
not really saw, but like Teach totally stole the power from like Whitebeard. So he has like
Yeah.
two like powers, but even he was like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah, no, he was like, "I'm
You
not gonna
know?
push my luck. I already got hit by
Yeah,
Pop
he's like, no,
once.
I'm good. Peace
Almost
out.
died to that,
I'm
by the
good.
way."
Yeah. Um, okay, so one thing that I didn't have like a specific topic. I said I was gonna like narrow it down, talk one mental health topic per thing, but I didn't really have one overall one that I want to talk about. So I just want to highlight like some of the moments that I thought were like really cool and like it had like a really good lesson for us. And one of them is Luffy allowing himself to grieve. He just cried his heart out. It didn't matter who was there.
Oh, he screamed,
And
he yelled, he
he
punched things.
destroyed, he let all his grief out, and I just can we just let's take a moment, just pause to talk about how freaking cool is the fish guy. What's his name again? Dang, Jinbei.
Jim Bay.
Um, yeah, he was just kind of like, "If beating me up makes you feel better, go ahead." And then I was like, "Whoa, bro." And then Luffy was like, "Well, no, that won't make me feel better." And then like just having that sort of like conversation with him and having someone be like neutral. That's the one thing, like because Jinbei allowed he created this like safe space for Luffy to sort of like express himself without judging him. Be like, go ahead, bro. You need to cry? Good, do a good cry or whatever. You need to beat me up? I'll fight with you, I'll let you beat me up or whatever that makes you feel
I
better.
think my favorite
And
part was when he told Luffy to remind himself what he still has.
no, yeah, I mean I was getting to that. David, this is like the third time in like different episodes where you steal the cool thing I was gonna say.
No, 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 I say the cool stuff.
Anyway, so one thing I've been meaning to do this panel, like one of the panels that I've been I just recorded one on grief and like how we see how fictional things can impact us in such a strong way that it can become like real, like grief that we can go through like periods of grief for the character or whatever, and that's totally normal. And I did a panel about that, but then we're gonna do another one where we're gonna talk about the 16 different types of grief, and then we're gonna like talk about a character for each one of those. And then that's basically it was a quick shout out to like, like, subscribe and follow so you can see the panels that we're gonna be posting later on. Um, but that's what I wanted to say, that like just losing someone to like, someone who died is not the only type of grief that we could have. There's like 16 different types. So it's it's okay to allow yourself to grieve. If you are, especially if you are a guy, if you're a man, it's perfectly okay. And I hope you have a place that and people that you can talk to, and um, you know that create this safe space for you to be able to grieve, because it's really much needed. um for everybody, for all of us, doesn't matter your gender, how old you are, doesn't matter. We experience grief and we need to express it.
Yeah. Even creating a safe space for yourself and every once in a while inviting people that you obviously intimately know, such as like friends and family, and just kind of like letting them in. It'll be good for like the both of you and for both of you to be able to just let whatever you need to let out.
Yeah, David, you know what I
Even if
could
it's just complaining.
yes, yes, Like just be like, "Hey, I want to complain. Do you have some time?" And like David and I have this unspoken pact where like if I want to talk about something or like geek out about something he doesn't really necessarily like or know anything about, he'll let me do it and sort of listen, sort of not. But that just makes me feel better, you know?
I
Uh
listen
but
50% of the time, okay? One
yeah, sure.
ear is doing its job, the other one is not.
It's on TikTok. Yeah, I know. um yeah, but like it's good. So if you don't feel comfortable enough doing it with someone, creating a safe space for yourself. David's right. As much as he hurts me and pains me to admit it, but
I'm
yeah.
always right. What do you mean?
You were like, dude,
I've
I
never
proved you
not been
wrong. Like,
wrong. When have I been wrong? Tell me.
no, you said, wait, what did you say? You said, I have never not been wrong. Wait, no, this is too complicated. My brain is too tired. I can't do this. No, we're gonna move past this. I can't. I was gonna argue with you, but I'm like, I have no idea what I'm saying.
See?
Just
That's
move
what I
along.
thought.
Just move along. Oh, bro, I just really like because in one of the flashbacks when they included like Sabo,
Ye-
uh, I I was like, they did the whole like three kids inside a trench coat
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and I love that, and I was like, "That gag would never not be funny."
It's
That would like,
such
have
a
you seen the
good
picture?
gag.
Yeah, it's just so funny. Have you seen that one where it was like it's a picture of, like, 2 kids, like, just walking up and down, like, a street, like, with a trench coat?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's, like, so old, but I'm like, but that's, like, some good fun, you know? Like, I would love to do that. I have a trench
There
coat
has
in case
always
anybody wants to
been
borrow
a
it.
joke in the D&D community
Oh, yeah?
where they want a lot of people want to play three kobolds in a trench coat. Kobolds are tiny lizard people.
Oh, that would be a massive trench coat, bro. If it's,
No,
like,
no, no, they're like
regular
really, really
sized people.
small too.
Well, yeah,
They're
I know,
around
but
like
if you're
what, 3 to 4 feet
cosplaying,
tall?
yeah,
Huh?
David, but if you're cosplaying and you're, like, 5 feet tall, you know what that's what I'm saying.
And you're two kobolds stacked up one another. It has been done before, believe it or not. This is wild.
I would like to see pictures of that. That'd be fun, yeah. But that's, like, one of my favorite gags, yeah, definitely. Okay, so there's one thing that I was like, again, this is just me complaining. Uh, take it with a grain of salt. But Drago just helping Sabo when his kid was, like, super close to dying by the fire, I was like, "Bruh, where's your son?" And this is when I started thinking, I was like, "Does Drago
Who's
even know he has
Drago?
a son?" Bro, is that not his name?
You
Or
mean
is it dragon?
dragon?
Oh, it's a dragon.
Oh my god.
Listen, listen, can I just get, like, at least partial points, like, 0.75 for, like, actually getting most of it right? Like, I just missed the end, you know, but it was there. Like, I feel like I should get some points, like, for
Mm,
writing it down
no.
wrong. That's sad. Hey, that was the only place. I did it right on the other one.
Yeah, this is fact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, just wait, okay, so does he know he has a son?
Yeah, he does, obviously. He fucking protected him in Logtown.
Oh, yeah.
He did that
No, no,
shit on
no,
purpose.
no, you know, no, but that was when Luffy was already old. I mean, when he was little. Has he
Yes.
always known he had a son?
Yes. He had a
Okay.
wife who he
Okay, well,
banged
where's the
and
mom?
saw pregnant and probably
Okay.
saw the delivery of his child and did
Okay,
a
well,
bunch of
where's the mom?
revolutionary shit.
Where's the mom? Where's the mom? Where's the mom? Where's the mom?
That's a good question, isn't it? Remember how Luffy was surprised that he had a dad?
Okay, so that was weird because when he went to meet Ace, he kind of already knew he had a different dad. So I think, well, I guess it's been 10 years. I guess he forgot he had a dad. But no, no, that's like a little too. Is it funny? So funny his reaction. He probably just never thought about it. But it's just sort of you know what I mean?
No. Anyways, what's next on your docket of things to talk about?
um, Shanks. No. Um. The next one is just not judging rich people because they have their own problems. They be having their own problems. Because like the Sabo kid.
Yeah. No. That's a little bit different. Okay. Do not get it twisted with not judging rich people and feeling empathetic for good people. Okay.
No, I
Sabo
think
is a
well,
good person.
okay. Listen, no. Listen. My point is that sometimes we just make assumptions about people without knowing. That's what I was trying to get at. And sometimes, because I have friends who are economically well off, and sometimes I catch myself being like thinking, "Oh, you don't understand because you don't experience the same things I have." That might be
But
true,
that's true though.
but that doesn't mean they don't have their own problems or that they might also be struggling with something, because it just makes me think of, like, for example, like when someone's depressed and then you're like, a lot of people are like, oh well, why are you depressed? Like, you have a good family, you have whatever, you have everything you ever need, like, why are you depressed? And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not how
Why are
it
you
works.
depressed?
No, that's not how it works. And then I just want to sort of, like, again, hint at, like, we don't really know what's happening with another person's life. So, communicating and asking, that's fine. Forming your own opinion after you've been informed. You can't just, like, make assumptions about people because that's not right. And it just okay. I just wanted to go back a little bit again to when Luffy expressing his grief, right? Because even Shanks was like wondering like what Luffy did, and then he said like it's okay to cry, just you just need to overcome it, and that's kind of like what my whole point. This is why I really like it, because sometimes I don't know how to express what I'm thinking very well, but like Shanks
Hey,
just kind
yo,
of said it. Like,
same.
yeah, it's totally okay for you to grieve. You just have to overcome it. You can't let it sort of like overpower you and live like grief will kind of live with you. It would change and morph, like, as time passes. But you can't let it sort of like overtake you. Because then it would just kind of like lead to your destruction essentially. So yeah, just it's okay to cry, just overcome it. You know? Yeah.
It's not what what had happened. It's about what you do after.
Well, yeah, that's what and then nice nice segue, David, because then Jinbei then does say, don't dwell on what was lost, right? What's gone is gone forever. Try to remember what you still have. And he's not necessarily telling Luffy, don't grieve. He's just saying, let it go. Because if you hold on to that emotion and that like anger, what happened with that guy that ended up stabbing his pops, like Whitebeard, like it's probably gonna happen to him, right? Like, he's just gonna be easy to manipulate because he's holding on to that grief. He's not letting it go, and he's not thinking about what's really valuable in life. So I just really, really like that.
Yeah, it's a really good message. And honestly, I think it's one of the reasons why I was able to navigate grief, because I literally remember scenes like this to help me through whatever at the time was grieving me, you know?
Did you remember the quote? It was a One Piece quote, wasn't it? Or is it
Yeah.
JoJo? Was it One Piece? Do you remember the quote?
Hero Luke?
Huh?
It's what Dr. Hero Luke says, right? Is that the quote you're referring to?
I don't know. I just remember it was a long quote and I loved it, but I don't remember any of it.
Oh yeah. It's what Dr. Hero Luke tells Wobble, and that is how does a man die? Does he die when he gets his heart pierced with a bullet from a pistol? No. Does he die when he drinks poisoned mushroom soup that his son gave him? No. And then he does another one that I can't remember. A man dies when he is forgotten.
Right. And I think too, like maybe there is this sort of like misconception that in order to like overcome your grief, you have to forget about it. That's not necessarily true. Like, you still have that feeling and emotion on you, but you're not letting it overrule everything else, You can still miss the person. You can still every now and then wonder what life would be like, if they were
Do
still
not
here,
push
or if you
those
still had the
thoughts
job.
away.
Mhm.
Let them sit with
Let them
you
go.
and then keep going.
And then let him go, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't just hold on to them, yeah.
Which is
Yeah, yeah.
easier said than done, but it can be done. Just takes a little bit of
Yes.
practice.
And you are totally struggling with this, then, seeking a mental health professional is completely okay.
Nah,
Normal.
just go to
You know,
Twitter.
we all need help from time to time. And then Twitter will be like, this is horrible. And then that's when you reach to a mental health professional.
Yeah.
Okay, so David and I got to talking because I was having dinner and was reading at the same time. And David basically just told me that, is this a theory or is this what actually happened? That Bartholomew was still conscious when he kicked them, like all the crew, to a different island.
Well, I mean, where did they land? If that
No, no,
wasn't
that's not
the
what I'm saying.
obvious, he's a double agent somehow. I don't know what is.
No, no, no. You're trying to evade the question. Is this a theory or has this been like said?
Why don't you just keep reading?
Oh my god, no! Why?
Listen, listen. It's no longer a theory. Let me just leave it at that. Anything
No, because
any
I
further
was
questions? I
just
will not answer.
no, okay. I was just gonna say, like, if it wasn't a theory or whatever, it was sort of my theory. Or it became my theory after David mentioned it, because then I just remember, like, Riley had that flashback to when Bartholomew showed up to his house, and he was like, "Bruh, I need your help. I know I'm about to like die, basically, or like lose consciousness or whatever." Um, okay. So like I don't know how far I was supposed to read. I just thought it was super hilarious that Ivankov was like, Sanji, where's your wanted poster? If you're if you're really Luffy's like crewmate, where's your poster? And he's like, but that's me, but that's not me.
It's like, listen, I fucking hate that thing. I love that he had to swallow his pride in order for them
It
to
was
take
a,
him
it a
seriously.
physical reaction to like having to say, yeah, that's my
Didn't
name,
he
but that's
spit
not
out blood or something like that?
my Oh, that was just so funny and dumb. I loved it.
So good.
So that's sort of like the end of my notes. And yeah, please, David, do you have any other like some things you wanted to say or whatever before we end it?
Let me have a solid minute to think about this.
Solid
Oh,
minute.
we did not talk about the guy that helped out Luffy in the very end.
Oh, the bell? The bell
The
ringing
bell?
guy?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no,
like
no.
to the what are we talking about?
The literal surgeon that saved his life.
Who's that?
Law.
Law was the
Trafalgar
surgeon?
Law. Yeah. That's the guy that had the submarine that took in Luffy and I think Jinbei as well, or I think it was just Luffy. I
No,
can't
yeah, yeah.
remember.
But I thought
And then did all the
he had a
surgery.
doctor.
He is the doctor.
Law
He
is
is
the
known as the
doctor.
surgeon. Yeah, he is the surgeon of death. He's a literal surgeon, yes.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I didn't know that. I guess there was this guy who was like, "I'm a doctor. I'm over here," and I don't know. I can't remember that. I just thought he had. Well, that's good. So he owes Ace something, but we don't know, or I
No,
don't know what it is.
he happened to be around. And
He's a
he's
guy. He
somewhat
was.
of an opportunist. So he's like, okay, so if I go there, what can I get out of it? And as far as you know, probably debt. He's in there to have someone be under his debt, which he successfully does with Luffy.
Okay.
But I don't think
I feel
he's
like
malicious about it.
I feel like this is hinting, or you're trying to hint at something, but at this point, I know nothing. So I'm like, cool. He saved his life. Right.
Well, yeah, but he's also a pirate. He's not gonna do that shit for free, bro. Come on now.
Well, yeah, I know, but like, I
Come on now.
yeah, I just
Come on.
assume that, bro. I assume that. Wait. But there was something else that happened. Okay, so can is there something you can tell me what the 16 ringing bells mean?
Yeah, it's the sign of a new era.
What did it mean to his crew?
Nothing. It's the tattoo that he has in his forearm or in his shoulder.
What? What are you talking about?
He had a tattoo.
Who?
Luffy.
Where? What the two?
Listen, if you're not gonna pay attention, I'm not gonna give you all the details, my guy.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I need to go grab the last volume. Hold on. I can't. No, hold on.
uh, They don't show it after the crew sees it. LMAO.
You don't show
Oh shit! I forgot you have earbuds.
it. Oh, so they don't show it?
No, not yet. I think they show it after the crew sees it.
No, he has something. I can see something written on his arm. I just can't tell what it is. There is something written on his arm. Just can't tell what it is because it's in Japanese.
Yeah, when that happened, everybody was like freaking out over it. They're like, "What does it mean? What does it mean?" And then after a little bit, everybody's like, "No, it's a time skip. That's what they're doing."
Yeah, okay, but like, so what does the tattoo mean? No, no, okay, because everybody was like, because they show scenes of everyone being like, "Oh, I see, I understand." Okay, yeah, but then I was like, "Understand what? Understand what? What do you understand? I don't understand what you understand."
They understood. How come you
David, can
can't
you tell me or
understand?
no?
Yeah, I'm just being a butthole about it.
Well, stop it. I don't want to be a butthole.
It's the promise, because they promised that in Sabaody they were going to meet after 2 days or 3 days. So each of them
Yes,
were going to go their separate ways, and they promised to meet after 3 days.
it's way be longer than 3 days
Or
now, though.
yeah, and obviously they cannot fulfill that promise. So he said instead of coming back together after the 3 days, we do it after 2 years.
That's why he rang the bell 16 times.
No, that's why he went back to get his picture taken. And
Uh,
so that his crew would be able to see the tattoo.
oh, that's what the tattoo says.
It's 3D is crossed out and 2Y is underneath.
Oh, okay. Why is this such a genius slash dumb thing?
It's not
Why?
dumb, it's smart,
Why?
okay?
No, okay. I think it's just not necessarily that it's dumb, but it's like so simple, you know? But yeah. 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 Okay. All right. All right. Well, I can't wait to get reading on the next one. I don't know how many volumes it is. I don't know how long it is. Wait, hold on. I may have a
Honestly,
clue. Hold on. I have a
we'll
cheat
probably
sheet.
do Return to
Whatever.
Sabaody plus whatever's next. I
I
think.
don't know what it is. Hold on. Hold on. I just want to know how long it is. How many chapters it has. But is it post-war? Is that what it is? Oh,
Yeah.
it's like 10 chapters.
Yeah, it's not that long. I think we can do that and the Reverie and like one other thing.
No, because the Return to Sabaody is also only a few chapters. Fish Island, that's more. So maybe post-war and Return to Sabaody we would do together. Okay. Point being is I'm very excited to read the next ones. And if you want to follow along, please follow along. Come geek out with us. Most of the time I have my brain in function order and I make a bit more sense.
Lies.
So yeah,
Lies.
don't
This is deceit and lies.
Dang it, I'm trying to get people to come and geek out with us. Stop pushing people away. So yeah, just like and subscribe. Make your comments. How did you react when Ace died? Did you know? Where's it spoiled? You read the manga, like anything. I get very excited
Where
when I
were
do see a
you
comment, and I
when
try
these
to answer.
episodes or chapters were coming out? Huh? Tell me. Tell me in
Yeah.
this description.
What did you think? Did you lose your mind like I did? Did you geek out over Shanks being super sexy? Did you also like Kobe? You hate the same people we hate for the same reasons or for different reasons. Doesn't matter. Yeah, just let us know in the comments, and yeah, subscribe to your channel, and check out some of the other, like we have some other panels that we're doing about geek culture and mental health, and I get all kinds of like super cool professionals to come and geek out with me. So yeah, we just basically geek out and talk about mental health. Check that out as well. And yeah, if you want to like interact with us or with me live, I'm trying to convince David to do Twitch with me, but yeah, I'm on Twitch as well, so yeah, don't forget to follow us there too. Well, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and don't forget to reframe and re-enchant your mind, and we will see you in the next video. Bye. Say bye, David.
No.
Say it.
No.
Come back.
I say, I'll say bye for David. Bye.
Yeah, come back.